Hello, my name is Haley. My girlfriend's name is Amber. I have a great support system with my family and friends. I work for Starbucks. I live in California, but in about a week and a half, I'll be moving back to Illinois, which is where I'm from. So I think about the macro system and how that that will change in about a week and a half. Cheaper living, um, less expensive gas, and not as busy as here. I'm moving there because um, Amber, my girlfriend, is going back into the military, so her schooling's about 4.5 months. So we'll be doing that, and then in about 5 months, then that will change again. So then I'll have to adjust there too. Um, Life experiences that influenced who I am today. It would have been different last week, but one life experience that I have experienced before about a year. It's been a really crazy year. I was divorced and living overseas with my ex-husband, and we got married. We were together for a long time, and I never really found my passion because I was kind of just in my own little bubble. Not a bubble, but like own little um, I didn't get out of my comfort zone because I grew up in a small town and everything like that. And we divorced because I finally was strong enough to be who I was, which it wasn't the greatest thing for him, but it it was more of a strength thing for me. I was strong enough to finally be happy, and he's a great guy. He did nothing wrong. I just finally was strong enough to be who I was by coming out and accepting who I was as a human. Um, Luckily, and I'll touch base back on this a little later, but with Japan, like when we moved to Japan for the military, he was in the Air Force. When we moved to Japan, that's where I found my passion for the youth, that age group, anywhere from second to seventh grade. I love all that age. And I like doing it in a non-school setting because it was more laid back and it was a little more fun in the sense of we didn't have to stay to this strict curriculum of um, of education. There's no testing. I like that there's no testing because that just stresses me out with being a teacher. Another thing that has impacted my life is the Vegas shooting. Um, it took me a lot to even do this video. I had a panic attack right before, like maybe 20 minutes ago. So I'm trying to adjust on that and understand that life is way too short um, to care about the little things, like doing this video. Like, it's such a small thing. It's okay. You can do it. It's fine. Um, life is too short, and it's going to be something that has impacted my life tremendously, and something that I know I can have strength for other people. And I'm really sorry, this video is already really long. Just strength is the biggest thing I could take from it that has influenced me. My passions include anything from hiking to art to learning to running. Not so much running right now, but it was running a little bit ago. Any outdoor activity, to encouraging others, to volunteering, to I just like a lot of different things. And I know, I'm so sorry, I know that I just enjoy a lot of different things. I know that can help in in the career that I want, because with clubs and with encouraging students in an outside school environment, that's what I'm gonna give to my students, or to my youth. I'm biased. That one I had to think about being biased, because I try not to be biased in anything. I try to be open to everything, but I can say that growing up, I feel like I was very biased, or I grew up very biased because I was a Christian and I was in a Christian home. being taught to love others but not understanding why being gay wasn't right, or why Black people were treated so poorly by people who say they were Christians. And it was kind of like I had an opinion on it, but I didn't have an opinion. So, and it really wasn't until this last year that I gained knowledge, and I gained research knowledge and looked it up on my own, and just invested my time in understanding that biased people have so many opinions, which I understand, because I am biased in some stuff. Like I like decaf and half decaf, and some people are like, why don't you do full decaf or full calf? And it's just like, because I can't have caffeine. I can't have that much caffeine. And it's just little stuff like that that's just so unrelated to life. But yeah, that's, I guess, biased. I try not to be. I don't want to be biased. I want to be unbiased in any situation, because being biased it causes a lot of controversy. But being biased also is your opinion. It doesn't matter what you think. But that's a totally different subject. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I really am trying. The career that I'm pursuing is a youth program director. Like I said, I was in Japan, and I would love to work with military kids like that. I talk about that a little later, when it's like your 3, 5, 10-year goal. With my boss in Japan, I asked him, like, what's your what was your degree? Like, like I'm just interested in, we were close. So he's like, why? And I'm like, because I want your job. That, like what you do is what I want. So anything that you're doing, I need to know. My interests, wants, and needs that tie into this career choice, I feel like because I have a lot of interests, I'm interested in a lot of things, I have a lot of needs that I want for the students / youth to understand, and needs and wants for them to understand. The importance of volunteering, like, that's huge. And then the importance of helping others and be accepting of others, that is huge. That's something I want to push on, not push, but encourage my youth to understand that being different is okay. Being different and being who you are is completely fine. Like, if you feel one way, that is okay. But it's understanding others' point of view, like being open, being unbiased, trying to be unbiased, having your opinion, but being open and open-minded. And I think that's one of the biggest things I want to encourage on my youth, is that type of thing, and then not being afraid to do anything in the world. Especially with all the crazy stuff that's happened. And it's like I need to take my own advice at this point. Like I said, like, I just want my youth to be strong individuals and think critically and effectively. But I know that making mistakes is okay. It's a part of life. I just want to inspire my youth, and by inspiring my youth, the community will be effective. Like, how will this affect my community? This is our, the youth is the next generation. So it can affect the community in every way, and making it just better and stronger. My goals, I want a bachelor's degree. I'm hoping by this time next year I'll have my bachelor's degree almost completed. I just want to keep going with school and keep kicking butt. And yeah, I just really, that's a huge goal for me to accomplish, because I've changed my degree so many times, and I've felt so lost and not knowing what I want to do. And I've never been so strong in what I want to do. Like, I've never felt so, like, gung-ho. Like, I want to finish this degree for me, like, and, kind of to prove my parents wrong. And not that I have to prove them wrong anyway, but kind of like, Dad, even though I'm gay, like, I did this, like this doesn't affect who I am. Anyway, um, financially, it is important for me to make good money. That is something that I do want, but in the same aspect, it's also something that if I don't make a lot of money, as long as I'm changing kids' lives and as long as I am encouraging others to succeed, and even like my staff or anything like that, that's better to me, than making a lot of money any day. Locational goals, like I said, Amber is joining the military, and that's kind of a goal in itself, us getting married and having kids and stuff like that. We're moving around, so I don't really have any goals right now. We've talked about like Colorado or Seattle, but right now I'm just kind of open to anything. Any like the training and stuff with that, I don't really think I have any right now. I think when I look and once I'm like into my career and like understanding it more, like the little like leadership training or like financial training, like I will complete as it's provided to me, or even if it's just like a certification, like I can just do that on my own, and that way I'm making the steps to being a better director, being more positive in that aspect. So the 3 to 5 to 10 years, this part kind of confused me. I tried to like break it down as well as I could, of course, in like from now to 3 years. I want to get myself back into the youth program door because I'm not really there right now. I'm at Starbucks. And since we've been, I've been kind of moving back and forth, I just haven't had the opportunity to try to find a career. Like I can't get settled in like a youth program right now. I do find myself working on volunteer projects for when I move back to Illinois, because my store in Illinois, they don't really have any volunteer programs in place. So that's something I'm going to work on like right now. But then within, 5 years, I would love to be just kind of like working, like even from 3 to 5, like working under some, continuing at one job, because luckily Amber's going to be somewhere for 6 years, so I can continue to work under someone that will encourage me and that I can work under and learn from, and just kind of have them be my mentor. Yeah, by year 5, I would love to be a director somewhere and get the experience that I need to become stronger in my job. Yeah, so and like I said before, like I was close to my director in Japan, so and I told him that I wanted his job. So that's still my goal. My end goal 10 years from now, like who knows where we'll be. We could be in Germany or upstate New York. Like I don't know. We don't know. That's kind of the fun part of life. But I would love to be working like with military youth and just succeeding in that, and encouraging youth, and even hopefully having some cool program in place that other places are using. That would be a super goal for me. So I do have a lot of goals, and this class has given me the opportunity to find those goals. I always knew that I wanted to work with youth, like that age group, and and be a director eventually, but I feel like I have stepping stones in place now, and I know that this class provided that for me. Yeah, and I'm really excited for my future, and I know I'll have a bright one. And I'm so sorry this video is so long. It's just like my week has been a long one. But thank you, and I appreciate everything.